now. We've seen it multiple times into the Aurora matchup. They both do very similar things. Annie has slightly longer range, but Aurora has slightly more versatility. Just in her... Oh, and the Yorick slam from Broken Blades.
Yorick is actually a very good matchup into Gnar. You know, it's a lot about punishing the Gnar in mini form.
Knowing that his jungler's on that side of the map, Caps jumping in, looking for the slow. Knight has to flash the slow from the weirding. Otherwise, he could have been caught out. But Stumon's flashing for the chase. The shield from Knight enough to get him a bit of movement speed. There's a flank here for Jun as well, who dashes across the wall. Skumon down to half HP is on, tries to trade back in. Knight has the stun. No flash on him. The polymorph. Stumon's going to get stunned up, but Knight is low as well. Skumon tries to dash back in. A 1-for-1 to exchange so far as LeBron comes in to bolster the attack for Caps. But Caps now needs to run. Does still have the flash. Jun's still trying to chase in. Doesn't get the stun against the wall. Caps low on mana. Flash forward, but on. The hammer smash not connecting, and Shun might just fall to LeBron. On's going to follow suit. Caps goes across the veil, and BLG goes. Really meta. A couple of MSIs ago, I want to say. Hansama and LeBron with the push in towards the bottom lane. Shun is on his way across here, as is Knight. Hansama and LeBron stepping forward, he'll use for the movement speed. Shun still on the chase, doesn't have the flash. Hansama trying to get away alongside LeBron. Step up presence coming down. Hansama steps back forward into it. LeBron so low, slammed into the wall, and BLG will claim their second kill of the game.
Really good focus here. They knew LeBron had
no push in. Skumond might look to go behind the tower here. Bin has no flash. There's the Cataclysm. They'll look for the follow-up, but Bin's still very healthy for now. The Ghouls are going to join in. Another Dark Reception. He didn't overextend, but Skumond still finds it.
Lock him in when he doesn't have the hop. There's just nothing he can do to get away.
Viper getting chased out by Hansama here, who has level 6, but that polymorph perfectly timed. LeBron not yet level 6. Viper still trading back onto Hans, who has to pop the barrier, but again, not taking too much damage while it's happening, and Hans just goes down. Thought he had the advantage with that level 6. Knight's on his way across as well.
And they just have such great awareness of the prio that they have in their lanes and the pressure that they're able to implement.
No flash.
Everyone knows he doesn't have flash. Knight not knocked up, though. He's going to get the stun off. Caps looking to go between the worlds, and Knight is sent back to the fountain. G2's mid-jungle, finding their 5th total kill together.
100% kill participation for Skumon as he makes his presence known on the Rift. He set his sights on bot lane.
As Jun is on his way across here, on having to flash away. Skumon doesn't have the Cataclysm right now. It's still on cooldown, tied away. Viper blocks it with the spell shield. Jun holding on to the steadfast presence. The knock into the wall with a heroic charge, and Skumon overstepped on a sliver of HP. Shields enough. The Keeper's Verdict finds LeBron guilty, but he'll flash forward to get it. A 1-for-1 so far. Underneath the tower, Viper should be able to chase out LeBron. Shun is coming to help. It will be a 2-for-1 in favor of BLG.
LeBron flashes in, does get one back, but at the end of the day, that is his way through there. Held his spell shield for the bubble as that came through from LeBron, and they're able to create enough distance. I think Caps did have the ulti as he TP'd in, but I think he was thinking, all right, they have Sums, they have Sivarol, I need to save it for kind of the gap closer to be able to Knight there with them for the start of the fight. He has flash, he has ult, but Caps is here too. This could be a big fight.
On stepping forward, has to flash away. Tidal wave coming out as well. The Keeper's Verdict only lands onto LeBron, but a great acrobrism before he was knocked back. On taken out by Caps. Shun having to flash. As Hansama continues to play, chase, and flashes forward. Viper caught in the Dark Reception. The cage around him, a coffin.
Quick kills come through from G2. BLG wasn't expecting that level of aggression to come through from the G2 squad. Hansama steps forward, punishes on. No heal to get him to safety, has to commit the flash, and G2 convert that into more. Bin will do his best to convert it into a tower, but now Knight.
Knight with the Tibbers down, has to flash the Acrobrism. LeBron on point with those so far, as Broken trying to trade onto Bin, who flashes away, but Shun's coming across, will land the heroic charge into the wall, and now Skumon's in a 1v2, and Bin is about to go mega. Giga Bin on the Rift, forces Skumon flash away, flag and drag, but Shun still chases on, trying to come in to bolster the attack. The charge doesn't connect on the wall, but the smash will get the slow. A house chucked at Skumon, everything in the kitchen sink used to kill him off, and BLG find the enemy jungler.
And just like that,
stuff of nightmares for the European squads. This man has an incredible record, and he's looking to continue that record as we go back to the beautiful from Bin. The man is locked in, and he's ready to fight.
Caps trying to kill off Knight, and will do so. LeBron is low. Acrobrism coming out. Skumon looking for the chase as well, and it's only on and Shun. Cataclysm down. The Keeper's Verdict will knock Skumon out, but Caps is still there to find himself a double. Now 6-0-2 on this Aurora.
Form like this, you know he can take over a game. They're going to be able to get the plates. They're going to be able to get the tower as well on the top side. It's over a 2
potential. But we look back at this play as it's LeBron who looks like he's getting caught out. The ultimate gets dropped by Knight, but the heal and the W both keep him alive, and then Caps comes out of nowhere to get the pick.
Meanwhile, in picture, Bin has been caught out, and G2 put him in the...
But he TP'd down towards bot lane, gets a kill onto Bin. They have the Herald. They're going to get probably 2 charges here, maybe the second.
6-0-3 scoreline on the Aurora, and he is dominating on the Rift right now.
And even more good news for G2 is that this is probably the worst possible soul roll.
Into a numbers advantage for BLG. Knight holding on to the Tibbers.
Flipping this.
No flash for him. Skewmon still in the pit with G2. Broken Blade trying to keep Viper at bay. Vision in the pit for BLG with that control ward. They know what this Baron is on. Shun trying to step forward, chunked out a little bit by Hansama. The Maiden doing a bit of work. Bin's already walked across here. Dark Possession.
Didn't have to use a flash for his own, and Bin used that flash, and they keep putting pressure on a Knight, forcing him to use defensive flashes. Viper
doesn't dodge the flag and drag, flashes away, but the Cataclysm will follow. The Wild Growth, though, Viper still goes down. Skewmon able to flash away, as soon as Shun is chunked out to half. The flag and drag out from Skewmon now, but Hansama steps forward immediately, cleansed away with the Mikhail.
And even with On behind him, it is not enough to keep Viper alive.
The thing that has shocked me the most about this game is when they played against...
Is getting some help here. This is trouble for Bin.
So Bin has teleport, tidal wave used by LeBron. There's the TP. LeBron flashing with the aggro-prism, and they will find Bin. He tries to trade back in, gets the Nami to the wall, gets the stun, follows it with the wall of the barrier, enough to keep Hansama alive. He dashes across the wall, and Bin almost buried Hansama. But G2 were able to find the kill. BLG now collapses, going to use the TP to get in here. Shun has to go onto Hansama, dashes in, gets the hammer shot down. Aggro-prism again, Hansama still surviving. On taking down to half HP, Skewmon tries to trade towards the top side. Viper caught out in the Cataclysm. On trying to escape the between worlds. The Cavs have put him in, but they just can't get away. BLG thought they were collapsing, and G2 said, you could collapse now. Shun tries to escape, but G2 will not give him an inch. They find the ace as G2 win out on the bot side.
Skewmon 16 as BLG look to try and fight this dragon.
3 items for Viper. He is so strong on this Sivir if he gets a little bit of time. Bin as well, just chunking out Skewmon, who does have the Guardian Angel, will have to flag and drag away. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Hansama knocked back, tidal wave coming out, keep his verdicts into the Wild Growth, into the steadfast presence, and Hansama doesn't get an opportunity to move! BLG collapsed perfectly in mid! They'll find 3, get the shutdown on BB, and now it's all on Caps and Skewmon to try and defend the Mega Blast Cone. Will be Caps, it's found, but he dashes back! He used the Between Worlds. Knight coming on for the flank here. Caps might just have to burn the flash.
Settle for the dragon here, but it was Bin on the side that pushed Skewmon down, and Hans was positioned, charges in, knocks him up, Wild Growth to change it, and just not being able to get anything.
They can't get rid of Viper. There's no way G2's going to win a fight.
And while BLG doesn't have the most explosive engage, they have so much move speed. You have Shirelias, you have the speed up from the Lulu, you have On the Hunt, you have Deadmans. G2 really has to be cognizant of that.
And beginning to deny more vision away from G2 in this jungle as well, using those Mega Blast Cones to try and get on Broken Blade, who backs away, but this will be the tier 2s for BLG. Bin pushing in, Caps looking for a flank.
Some more armor on top, so they're trying to get tanky enough to potentially punish that.
Someone needs to be careful, puts the flag down for a little bit of vision. Knight was looking for the flank as well. BLG will get the Drake, no real
and I think they're going to threaten the Baron here for sure. They have a big HP advantage at this point.
Caps' ult is gone, Hans' ult is gone, Skewmon's ult is all gone. There's no reason for BLG not to force this objective.
DP from Caps looking for that flank position. Bin down to a third, doesn't have the Mega, is a long way away from that Rage Bar as well. The Baron sitting at 13,000 on the hunt, is popped by Viper, but he can't get further than the Dark Procession. The Broken Blade locks him in. BB does have the flash, but stunned against the wall, doesn't have a chance to use it. BLG find a kill, and now will turn their attention back towards the big purple worm.
That's all they needed, a single kill. Now a big part of their front line has disappeared. Minion damage is good on the bot side of the Rift, but Caps has no TP available to him with 4 versus 5. BLG with firm control over this objective, and the Baron is simply melting.
Yeah, Knight still looking for that flank. Keeper's verdict out from Shun, lands it onto LeBron. Knight gonna walk forward here, but is spotted on vision. Hansama trying to step in, does have the flash and barrier, but until LeBron is back, no Mikhail's, no cleanse for him. Skewmon trying to get into the pit, but he just can't get close enough. Flag and drag is only option. On falling low, Hansama stepping in. They turn onto Knight instead. BLG will secure the Baron, but Knight goes down for it. Hansama still dashing forward, flashes from Shun. The stun. Viper able to get away from now, but Shun is gonna get chased down by G2. The chase continues as Skewmon finds the backline. Been about to go mega. Skewmon has the GA. The Angel on his shoulder will bring him back as Caps finds another. BLG got the Baron, but at what cost? G2 will continue to chase as Viper falls for the triple. Ben with a wallop, but G2 want to relegate him to the trash. But no harm from Ben, not enough today. G2 overcome that demon that has been as they win the fight and clear away the Baron.
G2 have all 5 members alive. Look at those death timers. Knight, 15 seconds. G2, they have to go for the Nexus. They have to try and end the game.
They're going to look for the push through bot side. There's an inhibitor there. Knight is back up in 9. They don't have a wave. The question is, can they do it? They're looking to close it out, but without a wave, perhaps a step too far here for G2.
I think they can do it, though. They're pushing forward. Knight is going to try to get behind them and clear the wave, but they're going to go in.
Broken Blade puts him into the cage, and BLG are buried. G2, their attention on the Nexus. The keeper's verdict finds BLG guilty. G2 1-0. Will we see anything really outlandish at the end? Because I was wondering perhaps the Mundo gets flexed towards the top lane into Gwen. It's not the easiest matchup, but there's going to be the Zehen. Yeah. So it's probably not going to be Mundo in the jungle with the Zehen going top for
That is, I think, one of, if not the worst matchups.
Hansama very isolated from the
2
wave.
CS right now. Lebrov is level 1 as he walks across. Does have the heal. Hansama had to use the cleanse in the bottom lane to escape on and Viper earlier on. On looking for the taunt, will land it. Viper there on the chase further as Lebrov with a cosmic binding doesn't land a stun. Valkyrie across from Hansama. Viper trying to survive, but Hans will get a 1-for-1 so far. On does have the flash. Hansama looking for the phosphorus. Now the auto on flashes away, but Stumond is coming down. On should be able to get away from this. Currently in that red buff bush. The question is, will Stumond sneak him out? Lands the cleaver on, has the taunt, and Stumond flashes to make sure that On can't get across the wall. Cooldown.
You'll notice as well, Viper has a massive XP lead on Hans as well, just because of how much denial they got in the other game.
Looking for the damage here onto Hansama. He's down to 300 HP, and On still very healthy. Shun is ready for the dive here. Hans has cleanse, has flash, picks up the Caretaker's talent. There's the Aegis Assault, Valkyrie in from Hansama. Shun tanking the tower, only tanks a couple of shots. The spear still connects, the Cosmic Binding onto On, but now he can hold on for the damage. Tanks the tower perfectly. BLG though, Shun gonna tank a couple of shots, and Lebrov will get one in response.
Gets a little bit messy there at the
Lebrov and Skumond are trying to get across here. No, the Krugs are down. Lebrov, where's everyone waiting? Magical journey for Lebrov, but perhaps more of a nightmare. Able to heal himself up a little bit as Hansama tries to trade back in. Exhaust out. There's the cleanse as well. Lebrov down to 200 HP. Skumond tanking up everyone with a maximum dosage. He has that level 6 because he stole away the top side, but a spear through his heart sends him back to the grave. In the mid
This minion.
Yeah, one of the small benefits for Lebrov is you do get some XP out of the chimes as Shun is looking for Caps in the mid lane with the taunt going down. Shield vault in for the stun. Distortion away from Caps will get him to safety. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, Skumon was looking for something. On going back in with the taunt. Going to get chased down by the cleavers. Has to burn the flash to get away.
You can see in the Coinbase gold grind there. Shun slightly ahead.
Broken Blade just going in a 2v1?
No TP, and that has been farming plates, that has been in Shun ahead now, getting that significant advantage. And I talked about the importance of Bin in this comp. You don't have great Mundo killers. Gwen can definitely help to bridge that gap. Engage, you can kind of play at that range. They're going to be looking potentially for a dive on top side to respond to this, but BB does sniff it out.
Begins to back away, does have that Grim Deliverance, no flash for him.
Caps on his way as
Big
well.
wave underneath the tower. Broken Blade needs to try and clear this one out quickly. Shun looking for the shield vault. Looks like BLG now will go in. There's the pullback. Grim Deliverance coming out as well as Caps jumps across. Tempered Fate doesn't catch BLG, but G2 will be able to rebut.
And I think he's got Trinity Force now, which is such a big spike. Broken Blade the target.
Immediately met by Shun, and there's the Stand United to follow it up. BB doesn't have the flash, no way out. BLG punishing top lane.
It's a
stomach a little bit as Viper is caught with the Tempered Fate. Heal coming out from On. Viper locked up for the moment as Skumon chases him, but a good Arcane Shift away. On able to dash out as well. Skumon looks to steal away these Raptors. Broken Blade trading with Knight. And Skumon should be able to take away the Raptors themselves. Shun there in time though, and BB now has to walk away. Pops the ultimate as well.
On played that very intelligently, just played in the face of Lebrov to block the binding.
Oh, Lebrov. Cosmic Binding almost connects onto On, but he's able
top.
to dash away. Meanwhile, TP's coming in as G2 are being collapsed upon. BLG looking for the fight. Hansama jumped on by Shun. Does have the flash, won't burn it yet. Flashes away from the spear. Bin now snipping away at Lebrov. The needle works, don't quite connect. BB has a flash of his own. He might have to use it to get out. Another spear from Shun behind the tower. Bin still trading in here, BLG. They're looking to make a pincer movement happen. The spear connects through Hans. Another kill. Now Caps TPing in, but BB and G2 can't really collapse themselves quickly enough Caps jumps across the wall, looking for Viper. Shun there on the front line, dashes onto Broken Blade. Oriate rush away as Viper flashes in, gets the kill, but bound forward. The dissonance coming in from Caps as he tries to get away, but he's locked on the wrong side of the wall. And BLG, a death baller, just A-moving through G2. Skew and BB can't do anything.
Quick onto Caps. The instant exhaust came through from Viper as well, and BLG really handled that well as Labrov going to try to punish Knight.
Knight doesn't have flash. Cosmic Binding will find the stun. Dreaded Return gets the pullback as well. Taunt coming out from Knight as he looks to try and just delay his death here.
Catches Labrov out.
Exactly. Viper just instant flash shift over the wall to try to catch the move
in for the taunt. Tempered Fate down onto him. Shun and Viper here to defend him for now. As Shun dives onto the backline, Hans Summer needs to get away from the hero's entrance. Manages to do it with the Valkyrie, but with the Mystic shot hitting, the spear goes through his spine. BLG find another as G2 thought they had got a pick.
Nicely done there from BLG, and they want to keep fighting for more here, but Broken Blade is coming.
Has the dreaded return. Skewman with the maximum dosage. He's going to heal himself up. Knight trying to get the Justice Punch onto BB, but there's the shutdown onto On. Will the chase continue?
Shun has run rampant in the early game, and it's really put Bin in such a fantastic position. This man is the nightmare of the LEC and Europe, as he has such an incredible record. 16-6 is the advantage that he has over Europe in its entirety. And, oh no, this is against G2.
Yeah, this is against
history.
G2, and I will technically say 16-7 now.
It is technically 16-7.
Yeah, buddy, how you like them apples, Bin?
But I mean, right now he's in a position to carry this game, as his Gwen is monstrously far ahead.
I mean,
but Viper is kind of untouchable. They don't really have the range to get onto him. As you said, it's like very reliant on Caps. And then on top of that, Taunt connects.
Goes in for the taunt. There's the follow-up with the CC, and Labrov not given a chance to move. Shun goes unstoppable as G2 try and collapse onto Bin, but with the hallowed return and the TP coming in from Knight, they just can't do it. BB does have a teleport of his own to try and escape this situation, but BLG do not want to give him that luxury. Broken Blade, there's no real way out for you. The question is who will be given over the kill. Justice Punch coming down On, looking for the taunt as well as BB's taunted under the tower. Meanwhile, Skewmon trading with Shun in that red buff area. G2 unable to win out on allowing their laners just to take those advantages and run with them. A 2k lead for Bin on that top side has finished the Master's Tooth now. Viper, a few moments. If G2 overextend, sure, we'll find a pick, we'll find a kill. And that's exactly what On's looking to do on Labrov. The magical journey away from Labrov will land the Cosmic Binding. Caps jumping across with the chain. Going to get chained up by Caps. Still that damage pretty substantial. Labrov caught out though by Shun and On, and with the hero's entrance, Labrov gets into the magical journey just in time. Shun's going to get Cosmic Binding, but should still have the damage. Hits him with a spear. Not getting anything out of it. BLG now do have an opportunity to play around that ultimate being down, and they're going to go down towards the bottom lane with the Grand Starfall. GA on Shun, no real escape for BB. Dreaded Return will get the CC. Goes in with Grim Deliverance as well, but doesn't have that Cultivation of War passive fully built up. He'll try and stack it on Knight for now. The taunt's going to land. There is the Resurrection, and a TP coming in as well from Bin. I'm not sure his services were required here. Perhaps they just want to give him the kill, as Knight did start his recall. Broken Blade taken down in the end by 3 of BLG.
Looked a little bit weird. It looked like
they were dragging in a minute's time.
The gold lead extends to 6k as they steal away this red buff. Caps looking for the flank, dives in, will land the chains onto On. Viper with the arcane shift trying to keep Caps at bay as the Labrov caught out with the magical journey going out. He'll land that Tempered Fate, but been able to dash away across from it. On in the middle of it, gets away himself as Caps has to get out of the fight. Dreaded Return from Broken Blade towards Shun, but Shun still has that Guardian Angel. And G2, they're trying to pick
flashing. He thought that clone was Caps, so that is something definitely working for
I like
G2.
it. We're making it super hard for them.
There's a famous quote from
just making it harder. It's a long series, right? If BLG do win this, they go 1-1. The ulti drops.
Starfall in from Shun with On there, flash taunt onto Labrov. A magical journey. Well, that's not a cruise I ever want to take. Tempered Fate down on Shun, but Labrov falls for the 6th time this game.
For Caps, and yeah, Viper did get his maw, but sometimes you just find that one moment. If he can get a pick, if he can get a kill, it could turn the game.
Bin trying to trade back onto Caps, who dashes back. There's the Stand United, and Shun's on his way as well. Caps doesn't have the flash, taunted up, will dash with the distortion, but there's only a tower waiting for him. Dashes back, misses the chains on. Skewmon tries to come across, but On will take the kill.
BLG here in this game, and I have to echo your sentiment from earlier, Ozel, which is that Shun really has just run the rift here in game 2.
Yeah, Shun and On together, I feel, have done an incredible job. On these pocket picks as well. And 2 minutes before the soul for them, Cloud G2 have been on a life support for a long time this game as BLG look to pull the plug. Magical Journey out from Lebrov. Viper doing the damage, but they are trying to jump onto him. He's able to dash away. Caps caught in the hero's entrance and can't make an exit. Broken Blade on the backline will get the shutdown onto Viper, but now BLG are in a 4v2. Hunsama trying to rejoin the fray. Grim Deliverance coming out. There's a cultivation of war passive as well, but they just can't get out of this CC chain. BLG lock them up and throw away the key. Only Stumon and Hans can survive, and BLG with 4 will turn their eyes towards the Baron.
Caps was obliterated, Hans was taken out of the fight. BLG play with perfection. Viper does end up losing his life, but it is a short cost to allow for Bin, who is pretty much untouched throughout the entirety of it.
The outside, you're just locked up. There's no way you're ever going to be able to do anything. As Viper looks at Arcane Shift across the wall, the taunt onto Stumon will land as well. Didn't have his passive up as Caps tries to jump onto that backline, but once again, it's on sitting on Viper saying, yes, come in, I'll take the taunt, and we'll go in with the Justice Punch. Grim Deliverance as they try and get the chase on. Caps goes in, but the more shield alongside the hero's entrance, enough to keep Viper alive, and now Hunsama has to Valkyrie away as BLG continue to chase. Here comes the star fall, and the star that was Hunsama falls off the rift. G2 lose another in mid.
And just the Avengers from BLG, they're flying in out of nowhere, left, right, and center. More and more shields, more and more reinforcements. Has Viper there shot the two-shot barrage the wrong way, and you think, hey, maybe he's going to be threatened. Then there's the Stand United. Then there's the hero's entrance. More and more shields getting piled in onto him. As you can see in the priceless moment of the game there from MasterCard, the soul has been claimed. This has been an action-packed game. They're constantly chasing G2 around the rift, and now they have that much more power. And when you think about a champion like Gwen, one of the best users of Cloud Soul in the game.
I mean, what an incredible performance from BLG. The way that they have navigated this fight are flawless as they set their sights on a Skumon.
The taunt into the Aegis Assault for the movement speed so they could get the shield bot onto Skumon, but Skumon does have that maximum dosage. On has to get away. Shun will fall into his GA. Knight still very tanky, and Viper coming across. Bin on the flank as well as G2 now need to run for the hills, but Skumon getting locked up for the moment. BLG not able to get much more than Mundo's ultimate.
I will say a bit of an overcommitment there from BLG. It was fortunate that they had numbers to collapse first.
Temper Fate on Viper. Will they go for the follow-up? There's the stun. Grim Deliverance on falling low. Viper falls first. And now BLG are the ones on the retreat. Caps trying to get onto that backline. Broken Blade going for more. His first ever hand game, then he pulls on back. Bin now snipping through Hunsama. Caps falling as well as Bin. He's able to get onto the backline, but he's shut down. G2 now in a 3v1 as only the Knight stands, but he bows to Broken Blade.
But they're back to life.
Oh, Broken Blade caught out here. Grim Deliverance coming out as well. With the Dreaded Return, he will get the Cultivation of War, but the rest of G2 are nowhere near helping him. BLG looks like they used
Does he win
the
this?
Stand United Grand Starfall combo. And Betty, you were wondering if he could win. The answer, unfortunately,
for G2. So they're going to go back to their winning ways, get vision control, fish for a pick themselves as they set their sights on this bot tier 2.
Should just be able to take the tower down. There's the taunt onto Skumon. Maximum dosage has to be used, but the CC chain continues. Tempered Fate out as G2 look to try and turn the play. Cosmic Binding will get the stun, but the chase for Shun goes in with a shield vault. And at the moment, without their jungler, G2 can't really contest. BLG continue their advances.
That is exactly the right play, though. Find those picks. You know you have the numbers advantage because Broken Blade hasn't respawned, and so instead they catch Skumon out, staying way too long to protect that bot tower. They're committed to breaking open this inhibitor, and they're sending everything to find more.
It's a Starfall. Hunsama cleansed him, Mikhail's away as they look to try and turn it, but BB in the midst of BLG will fall first. BLG now advancing. A small blip in the top side is not enough to fell the kings of the LPL. They want to even out the series as Caps tries to dive in, dashes away from the shield bolt. Now it's on the Brov and Hans. Hans will flash and get the kill on, but BLG have already opened up the Nexus, and although Viper will fall, G2's Nexus will follow him to the grave. 1-1 in the finals.
Camille and Jax are two of his most famous. If he locks in the Jax here, he's very much looking for, all right, I'm looking to be a scaling threat later on into the game. There's little that Sion can do to stop me, and while I might not have kill threat in the 1 versus 1, I have a mixed damage portfolio, which means I'm slightly...
BLG will take the fight to you at every opportunity. They'll make a few more mistakes, but they are so willing just to take a skirmish, whereas a team like Gen G a little bit more methodical. Still incredibly good, of course, as Bin flashes away here. Broken Blade's going to flash out of the counter-strike.
Low on many, you can get kind of stuck in these awkward lane states where the wave would be getting frozen against him. So part of what he's doing is trading flashes aggressively to just crash the wave and get a good reset. And I think he's so intelligent around playing these kind of timers on Jax, because Jax can struggle. You don't have built-in sustain early on. You can...
The health advantage that G2 have with the numbers advantage. The Nell's going to TP back in. A bit of a scrap.
Skewmon looking for the smite. Goes over to Shun. Now Skewmon pops the World Ender to try and get out of this. Crescent Guard win becomes lightning, doesn't land. Nor does the Solar Snare, but Skewmon has nowhere to go. First blood, BLG.
I mean, the Messi of League of Legends is in our region. How can, we, of course, have excellent Scion players there. Shun, though, looking for a fight.
Encore onto Lebrov, who doesn't have the flash. Caps trying to come across. There's the Enchanted Crystallara as well for the follow-up onto Lebrov. Into the Solar Snare. The Karma finds her just desserts as Skewmon follows suit. Two more.
Pressure instead. Shun has been the one continuously punishing, and now G2 are just trying to fish as the first tower of the first tower
this far down this early. You kind of get one good shot, right? You have to choose your moment. You have to say, all right, when we hit 2, they won't have 3 items
Clutches of G2 because Skewmon is down in the bottom lane. BLG will open up the Rift Herald in mid. It's On that's going to ride it into the tower. They get it down to about half. Chain of Corruption goes wide in. A flame will land as Skewmon comes in with the World Ender. They're trying to kill off Viper. Caps has a flank position here as well. The Encore comes down. Everyone dodges away from it, but Viper's able to flash the wall. Even with the crystallized, BLG now begin to collapse. Decimating smash out from Broken Blade. Bin on the backline. Hans Summer has to extricate himself from the situation, but even with a cleanse and a flash, you can't cleanse Bin. He takes one. BLG just absolutely sweep away G2. You get one shot, and you're damn well missed.
An absolute slaughter in favor of BLG as they punish the aggression from G2.
Second dragon of the game, and you look across all the key carries, 1.6, 1.8, 1.2, 2.3k ahead right now. G2, if they manage to come back from this, it would be something pretty darn miraculous.
And Cheryl not going to quite connect onto Hans Summer, but absolutely BLG.
Encore onto Skewmon. On just thinking we can take this trade. Chain of Corruption is going to land. Viper on the chase. Skewmon forced out of his own jungle as the Lebrov trades with Knight. Caps trying to come across. That's TP in by G2. Rebuttal down. Knight has to flash into the Baron pit. He's locked in there, but they can't really follow up too much. Even with the decimating smash in the end, Caps will manage to secure the kill. Either for Viper or for Bin. Shun trying to get in to steal this away. Lebrov on that front line. Crescent Guard down. Good double knock. Good double CC from On. Broken Blade trying to dive onto the backline as the Baron has been stopped, but On is really down. Chain of Corruption is going to land onto Shun as Skewmon goes in for a bit more of a chase. Bin has finally arrived, but they stun him. The Flash Frost. Maybe going to bury him under an icy grave. G2 find another. The Golden Eclipse says goodnight to Hans Summer. The G2.
The best chance, even if it's a slim one.
And now the good news for Caps is he's about to tick over. Oh, hang on, Lebrov.
Bad news for Lebrov is he's about to dive. Eddie in a flame coming out won't be enough. With an arrow and a follow-up, Caps getting jumped on by Shun, who uses the Crescent Guard to try and make that Anivia into an omelet, but Shun is a little bit too deep. Counter-strike coming out. Bin there for the chase. On coming in as well. Hans Summer will kill off Shun, but now Skewmon needs to retreat because the Encore finds 2. It's a double up for On and a double kill for Bin. A decimating smash out of Broken Blade trying to save Caps here, who will resurrect, but will he just be brought back to life to immediately die? Glacial Storm, enough of a slow. Viper coming in from the side. Broken Blade trying to retreat to the safety of his tower, and BLG will call off the dogs. They won't look for more.
A semblance of hope is given to G2, and BLG quickly take it away. Broken Blade, though, still fishing for more. He wants to get that kill onto On, but he won't find it.
Has to flash across the wall to escape BLG, who will be able to take
Pattern in this series.
Oh, we're going to go back to live as the action kicks off once more.
Caps being slowed up. Crescent Guard out and just Bin on the flank. TP coming in from Broken Blade as well. G2 need to mark Bin. Hans Summer flashes away from the counter-strike. Broken Blade on the front line. Stopwatch from Bin. Double control wards just to spot him out as he dives onto the back line again. The counter-strike, the flash forward from Viper. Bin is unstoppable, and Viper's here to sink in his fangs. BLG will wipe away G2. For a moment it looked like the EU representatives could find a way back in, but BLG just slammed the door in their face.
And Bin just found such a good angle there. He had the Seekers, he flies into the back line. Sure, Hans can flash the first Counter-Strike, but that's what the Seekers is for. Buys the time for the cooldowns to come back up. He can do nothing about the second. Hans is food for the Jax. BLG grabbed the Baron. and have a stranglehold in this game.
And a flash from Viper as well in the midst of that fight. He just says, okay, I'm tired of being zoned away by this Sion.
Test at that next one, deny the soul. But BLG aren't going to give you time because they have the Baron buff. They're going to push through multiple lanes.
Broken Blade going in with the unstoppable onslaught. Now BLG all able to dodge it. Crystallize coming down with the wall as well. The encore on BB. He might be tanky, but he just can't survive the onslaught that is BLG. G2. Desperation ringing through them. Go for the engage. Can't find it. BLG now with a man advantage can look to push in and go to match point.
I mean, BLG game 2 played the game a little bit slower, but here in game 3, they're not wasting any time at all. With the Baron buff, they are melting these towers. G2 only have 4 members left alive, and they just don't have the wave clear needed to stop this siege from BLG. An inhibitor will fall. The tower protected mid, but for how much longer with this siege coming through from BLG?
Arrow not onto Skew when he dashes away afterwards. Solar Snare just short as well. The beat drop not quite connecting onto Lebrov. Good flash bosh on Knight, but Mikhail's away on form, finding the support down to 2/3 HP. Only one cannon minion in the mid wave is going to get cleared out. Caps flashing for the Crystallize. The encore only onto the Anivia, but that might just be enough as Caps look for the play. Crescent Guard coming out. Stopwatch as well. Bin on the backline, and Hans Summer, he just doesn't get a chance to do anything. Bin is taking names and putting them right in the trash as he wipes away the backline of G2, and BLG are trying to etch their name on the first stand trophy. One more game for BLG, one more game for the LPL. 2-1 to the LPL first seed.
Sub 30-minute victory as is less about diving and more about the self-peel. Going to be using the ultimate to try and outplay the Camille and basically try their best to stay alive.
TF is interesting. You know, if you go TF, you are playing to the sides. I don't really like Cassio. That's a little bit strange. I mean, I think it's compositionally a good answer. In the 1v1, definitely don't want to
use this opportunity to steal away a camp. Level 2 for the bot lane of G2
Shun is fighting him for it. Skewmon looking for the smite here. 700 HP on the red. Skewmon, the smite comes down, but it's Shun that will secure it. No, it's Skewmon, in fact, as LeBron tries to come across. Caps there as well. Miasma down. Excessive force from Shun. Skewmon flashes for the kill, trying to heal up with the red buff here, but Knight will be able to take him out with an option blast. BLG will even out the fight 1-1.
Yeah, I just don't think it's worth it at all there for G2. I mean, Skewmon was fighting the red buff. They're going to keep going.
Heal from on. Look at that trample stun as well. Noxious Blast gives Knight the movement speed. Has double buffs as well as Lebrov tries to keep him at bay. Needs the Gleaming Quill healing, but even with the Siphon power, the shield is not enough. Knight 2-0 to kick it.
So devastating for G2. Very reminiscent of what we saw in game 3. The advantage that Shun has over Skewmon is monstrous as On sets his sights onto mid.
Yeah, goes in with the trample. That's Petrifying Gaze as well. Caps was able to dodge to the side of it. Didn't get stunned up, even with the exhaust. Is able to walk himself to safety.
Yeah, nicely done there. Skewmon coming to cover, Lebrov there to cover. That could have been an angle for a kill. But it's just so hard now because Victor plays this a poke style against Cassio. But now Cassio gets 2 early kills, you get the 2 buffs, then you have an early catalyst, and all of a sudden you're kind of just ignoring the damage and hitting the wave.
And look at how quickly you're accelerating that tier as well, ramping that one up. On is doing so much work in this early game.
He's just everywhere right now. Skewmon will get the smite on the red buff. Trample coming out from On, knocks him back towards Shun. Battle dance away, but there's a cease and desist follow-up. And with the miasma coming in from Knight, Lebrov has to try and dance his way away. Skewmon trying to get the red buff slow. The knock-up, Shun will fall, Lebrov will survive. On caught in the gravity well, and BLG overstep is a double for Hans. All out onto Knight. Take a knee, Knight. Broken Blade will take him out.
A big over.
Hans gets 2 kills out of nowhere. The Kais is accelerated. Broken Blade picks up a kill. G2 are in the gold lead.
BLG still doing a lot of things right through this early game, though. On and Shun teaming up. Shun's going to be able to take the second neutral objective of the game in the form of...
He's just so much stronger in the lane. He is looking to proxy right now, but Skewmon is in the area.
There's a Cyclone out. Bin, hookshot, wall dive. Doesn't get over the wall, though. Now flashes. Broken Blade with the path. Mega Hexagon Ultimatum tries to be used. They'll pull it back with the all out. And G2 will find
2 kills that Broken Blade has been able to pick up. You know, on that earlier roam, he got the kill on Knight. Now gets a second one here. And
that could be a solo kill.
Caps. Look at the damage.
Yeah,
Lands against it with the Arcane Storm. Caps brings the power of Hex Tech down on the head of Knight.
Yeah, I mean,
Shun going in with a flash cease and desist, and even with the death ray, I don't think Caps walks out of this one. Skewmon trying to come in. Siphon power, the shield, the quickness. Perhaps he does! G2, where have these miracles been
They
waiting?
don't have a firm foot in this game, but maybe that'll change right now.
Caps and Skewmon on the flank, on with the knockback onto Labrov, who does have the quickness. Caps trying to come in with that gravity well. Heal out from On will get him out of it. There's the silence with the Arcane Storm. On knocked up and Break Will. Pretty well broken by G2. Viper now with the Feather Storm, with the flash. Are they going to go into his nest? Are they going to look for the dive with a TP out from Knight? Shun on his way across as well. G2 begin to call off the play. They get the TP out. Shun won't be in range to stop Skewmon with a Noxious Blast. Knight can still chase in. Cyclone Miasma. Labrov dodges the Petrifying Gaze. The killers are coming out. Labrov, that was beautiful! He dunks on him! LeBron James with the alley-oop, a double for Hans Summer!
So well. And G2 out to nearly a 3,000 gold lead off of an early game that felt like it was BLG's.
All out onto Bin here. Hookshot wall dive will get him away. Phoebe could have flashed forward, but Bin has to flash.
Subjected.
The game is far from over, but if you're BLG and you lose this game, that is what you were thinking about. You're thinking about that failed invade.
Oh, on with the knock-up here. Shun there for the follow-up. Miasma down. Blast Cone used. Beautiful stuff from BLG. A trident, and they skewer him on the end of it. Broken Blade now needs to get away. We'll be able to get Shun underneath the tower with the Pathmaker. Q3 for the knockback as well. BLG investing 4 to make sure that Bin can take this tower and open up the map.
And that's first tower, so there's a ton of gold given back to Bin. BLG want to try to get over there.
Well, looks like it is just going to be given over to G2. Their second of the game. Yeah, 28 minutes sold.
These waves becomes very difficult for Kasante to put them down. BLG overloading bot side.
Flashing in with the knock-up quickness coming out, but with the Hexag Ultimatum follow-up, there's no escape from Labrov. A bird in a cage.
Getting that anywhere near that top tower, and maybe he will secure it, but BLG get a tower of their own with a kill as well.
They did commit
it behind in gold because of that lack of participation. Once he starts getting those kills, I mean, he's even in terms of itemization.
This is what they keep doing. They see Labrov overstepping immediately. They jump onto him. It's not going to be enough as Broken Blade tries to get him towards the backline. Skewmon going in. Labrov is able to escape even through the poison ticking. Viper walking away as Broken Blade is head-butted back to the rest of his team. But meanwhile, Bin continues just to push in a side lane. BLG distracting G2 from
Across
Bin.
the board. It all comes down to execution now as BLG is going to secure their third outer tower. That's 3 towers to 0 right now.
What they're going to do. Bin can just teleport back. Shun and Knight able to do the Baron by themselves. Bin being collapsed on by Caps and Broken Blade. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Skewmon and Hans Summer just trying to keep the wave around. Bin able to dodge towards the inhibitor tower and keep the rest of G2 distracted. Labrov, Hans Summer and Skewmon are into the Baron pit right now. Skew trying to get in there. Vision in the back of it for G2. Hans Summer opening up with the Acadian Rain. G2, Caps is going to TP in. Skewmon on the Baron right now and they can just finish it. Shun flashes in, gets the Smite Season Assist as well. On's going to fall to the Arcane Storm. Shun in the middle of the pit is going to go down as well. Bin was able to escape. G2 will find 2, but BLG...
They are looking for a potential collapse here. Bin still has ult.
No, but Bin is just looking for the fight. Bin loves this position against G2. Knight trying to step forward. Skewmon trying to get out. The hookshot wall dive in from Bin. Hexag Ultimatum put onto Skewmon, who's invisible for a second. Knight with a Noxious Blast. TP behind. Skewmon flashes. Dies immediately afterwards. Labrov having to dance his way away. But Bin's trying to get onto that backline. Petrifying Gaze going to land as well. There's a headbutt. Pulverize. And BLG punish G2's hubris. They take them down as they look for the dragon.
It's the Spellbook TP from On into the 3-man combo. They're going to look for more than that. They're just going for the base right here. Right now, it's 30 seconds on Hans. They might just end the game.
So many times BLG have come up just short. Second place, second place, second place. But here in first stand in Sao Paulo, they are looking for the ultimate prize. BB trying to be on that front line, but he is dead where he stands. Caps trying to defend. G2 unable to do anything. Second place no longer. Redemption for BLG. Resurrection for the LPL. BLG are your first stand champions.